All right, Dylan from Throttle Company in Columbus, Ohio here, and we're talking about a 1972 Suzuki GT380.
Mecum.
What's interesting about this and what I wanted to talk about is, first of all, on the side of the engine, you can always notice this GT series. I think there's a 185, a 380, and a 550 at least. There might be another one or two in there. But you got this ram air system. It literally says ram air system on the side. It's a two-stroke. So it's a two-stroke triple. And two strokes are big, and obviously at one point in time they were gigantic, and that's sort of why they're having this like revival. This is a very 70s motorcycle, especially with the paint scheme and the style and the fact that it's two-stroke. You know, smoke's going to be blowing out of the back of this, and it's making the ring noise. And it's funny because the reason I wanted to point this out, and Zach, who's behind the camera, had mentioned, oh, you never do a Suzuki, but these are sort of the forgotten, you know, you pay a lot of money here for an H1, an H2 triple. This is smaller, but think of this as like an RD350. Very similar to an RD350, but doesn't have the price tag of some of those bikes. So this won't go for a lot of money. Now I have seen a trend recently here at the auction where people from Japan will come in and they want to take all these bikes back. You know, these were exported from Japan, and I think they're having a hard time getting running examples there. Or they're just super popular, getting enough running examples. And so you will be sometimes getting in a bidding war against somebody from Japan or somebody on the phone or on the internet. And but I do think this is still represents a pretty interesting bargain. You have some cool, like look at this tail light, very Suzuki, very 70s. The red, that's a thing that they had for a while, and then they standardized, especially in America, as you couldn't have red turn signals, but they still have them here in the early 70s. But this is, you know, this looks similar to your standard Japanese motorcycle other than the two-stroke. And the ram air is cool. So you could, all three of those engines that I mentioned have this cool like aluminum cover. And basically they were trying to get more cooling. You know, the way that a two-stroke works is it uses oil mixed with the fuel for lubrication, and that's why it smokes, like I had said. But one of the sort of downsides of that is you don't have oil as much for cooling, so that's with their way of trying to help that out and trying to get a little bit more cooling on. Plus it looks cool when it says ram air, you know, it's sort of a marketing thing, you know, maybe get more power or something out of it, which obviously has nothing to do with the intake, but it's a cool bike. It's definitely fits in your 70s Japanese. I love the pinstriping, that's what I was sort of thinking. This is sort of like OEM inspired but embellished paint scheme, where this is similar to how it would have looked, but this is obviously not an OEM paint scheme with the kind of gradient flames and the little pinstriping stuff. But I think it's cool. I like to see bikes like this here at this auction, which is Mecum in Las Vegas. Bikes like this are not going to go for a lot of money because people want perfectly original, and they don't get the 70s kitsch that I sort of find fun about it. So
Mecum.
And now 4,000, you're going to get 5,000, you're going to get 6,000, you're going to get 5, 6.